Morning everyone, Trev here. Just having a cover. I'll swing this around. You can see that, when I get there, you can see that cars up on blocks. No, it's not because I'm parked in a dodgy part of town or anything, or, it's not like that. This is all part of the plan. There's me campsite, that's not too bad. There we go, there's the car up on the blocks. It's always been the plan to come out here and work on the car, get it back on the road. That's my primary goal. The previous video I was in creative mode and working on my book series, and that's the other thing I'm working on. So, while I'm waiting for parts, I've got other things to work on. I recently bought a bike. I had a bike, I destroyed it. Just got the car on the road, went down to pick the bike up, and we went under a car park that I misread. So my bike was at 2.4 metres high, and I knew that. And I read the sign, and I thought, I thought it said 2.5. And then we went bang, and then when I reread the sign, it was 2.3. So, maybe they should think about, my eyesight's pretty good, but even my mate was like, hang on, that looked like 2.5. So there you go. So I bought a bike. The swings and roundabouts with a bike, it was funny too. Oh, actually, there's so many. Look, I've got to tell you, in the last couple of weeks since I've been here, I'm out at Loch Sport, right near the 90 Mile Beach. First of all, I had me screw up at the RBT, and the car ended up on the tow truck, which was not good. And I've got to deal with the fallout from that. I'm in court at the end of March next year. Go and explain myself, and we'll see what happens. And I don't really know what the outcome of that's going to be. I don't think it'll be anything too serious. I think it'll be maybe a fine. I don't know. I don't know. I've got an exemplary driving record up to then, but that may or may not mean anything. I don't know. So anyway, we'll see. We'll see. But that's a future me problem. So the month after that was very difficult. I need people to understand that. My car, I didn't just lose my car. I couldn't get back to my camp. My camp was out at Kirkcallan. And I haven't detailed exactly where I was for the month, but what I can tell you is that I was living under a bridge with a mate. I rocked up at the community centre, and I said to my mate, oh, my car got bloody, explained about the RBT and everything. And I said, look, just excuse me, I'm going to have to get some Bushmen on. We'll come back to that. Hey guys, this is the only stuff I use, the Bushman. A lot of people say it's not real good for you, and it probably isn't, but people told me that Loch Sport's the mozzie capital of Australia. I'm not so sure about that. Up on Barmer State Forest and up on the Murray, up near Echuca and that, they've got the Ross River virus and also the Japanese encephalitis, which both of them will knock you around pretty bad. I had a friend of mine years ago that got Ross River virus, and he's never been the same. So there we go. So these aren't actually mozzies that are upsetting me at the moment. I know they're just little flies that buzz around your head. So we'll just get a bit of this stuff on. And, there's other stuff probably that's better, but anyway, we'll see how we go. Anyway, let me put my hat on, because that'll help with the, there we go. It's a bit hard to spray stuff on you while you're got your hat on. So yeah, I was actually talking about swings and roundabouts since I come here. It's been crazy. So I was living under a bridge after the car got seized. I went down to community centre. I said, explain what happened, and my mate says, look, I've got a couch. You're welcome to that. And I was like, but don't you live under a bridge? And he said, have you got a sleeping bag? I said, well, I do, but it's down in storage, and it's a really good one too. And he goes, no, I'll get you one. And off he went. And then later in the afternoon, he comes back down to where we were actually going down to have a meal. And he rocks up. He goes, here's your sleeping bag. I'm like, did you steal it? He goes, no. And he'd just gone to one of the charity organisations and said, look, you know, I've got a mate needs a sleeping bag. Or maybe he said he needed a sleeping bag. I don't know what he did. But anyway, brought me a sleeping bag. And I know it's not stolen, so I'm not worried about that. And so that was pretty cool. So I spent a month basically under the bridge with him. That was really cool. We got to chat and, you know, become better friends, and we've been friends for a while, you know, catching up. And he's also battling his demons and got some issues to deal with, but he's a good mate. His heart's in the right place, and I really enjoyed the time, you know, there. We had some nice chats. We supported each other in a heap of different ways. And I believe that after I've left, there's actually another guy who's doing it tough is actually now under the bridge. So there's camaraderie amongst the homeless, and a lot of people don't see that. The media demonises every day of the week. Many people in society just don't get that we're just average average men and women trying to get through life as best we can. And, you know, we've just, a lot of the times we've had things happen in life that have just knocked us around. And that's just where it's at, you know, like, we're all victims of circumstances. Some things are well out of our control. You know, it can be international market forces. It can be just, you know, pandemics that add pressure that you know, knock things around. I mean, we've all been through that. Now, how quickly we seem to have forgotten, you know, how that was. And it's been pretty interesting, you know, like I had to fight to get my car out and go to the court and say, look, you know, this has really knocked me around. Thankfully, through the grace of the magistrate, she agreed, and I was able to get my car out without paying $1,000, because that would have really hurt. I mean, that would have been difficult. And if you go past the 30 days, then it's like $13 a day, and it just keeps accumulating. And if you can't afford the $1,000, and then they keep adding to it, how are you ever going to catch? Like, I don't know what they think. You know, for some people, that's just really tricky. So that was good. I went there on the Monday to pick the car up. The paperwork hadn't been got through to the right people, so I couldn't do that. Had to go back to the court the next day, get a certificate of extract, or an extract certificate, something. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, something like that. It's early in the morning, guys. And where's my cup of tea? But then I was able to pick it up, so I went back on the Wednesday and picked it up. Now, to give you an idea, this is only a couple of weeks ago. It was just over 2 weeks ago. I picked it up, and I went down to my storage, picked up some of my tools and my toolbox and stuff I dropped off. So when I'd been pulled up by the cops, well, I'd gone past the RBT, and I actually pulled up right out front of my storage. That was handy. So there you go. Universe was working for me, sort of. Anyway, previous to that, when I knew, like, after I got pulled up, I said, look, I'm going to have to. I put a thing up on Facebook and social media and said, look, anybody out there got a backyard or a front yard or something I can park out for a few weeks, a couple of months, so that I can work on my car. Because the problem is that in a few days' time, because I haven't got the roadworthy done, the car's going to become unregistered. They're just going to kill it. And at that point, I can't be in a national park, or I can't be on the side of the road or anything. If I'm in a national park, depending on, I'll probably get away with it for a while, but what can happen is they can just come and seize it again, which, again, that doesn't work for me. So there's a little bit of pressure there about finding somewhere to go. You know, we'll try to do something really, I don't know what I was going to do. So that was tricky. So yeah, I picked the car up, got everything, picked up my trailer. The trailer, we'd been out a couple of weeks after the car got seized. A lot going on. Another mate helped me. We went out to Kirkhill, packed up my tent, had to ring around and got to put it on a mate's property. I said I'll be 2 weeks, and I was like 2 weeks and a day. So that wasn't bad. So appreciative to him. Appreciative of my mate that went out and picked it up. That's the same guy that took me out down to Werribee to pick up my engine a few months ago. So I mean, there's been I've got some good friends over the last 12, 18 months, which has been really cool. You know, even like my mate that out of the blue loaned me, hang on. Yep, another huck tool moment, but not like that. I don't, yeah, anyway. yeah, it was pretty cool. When I cruised out here, had a great trip coming out here, like it was amazing. Towing the trailer, I thought, look, if I can sit at 80k on the freeway, I'd be happy with that. I was just cruising on 100. You know, towing the trailer with the rooftop tent all folded down. Here's what it looks like. Like just blazing along. Well, I was until this happened. Guys, this is a wrinkle, about 190 k's away from where I need to be. And bloody one of the wheels just came off. I think I tightened the bloody wheel nuts in, but anyway, I'm going to put the spare on. But anyway, I have to take it easy. I'm going to find a camp a bit further up, and then I'll see if I can find some wheel nuts tomorrow. Go to a Wreckers in the sale, I think. But anyway, it's like that sometimes. Cheers, guys. So that's a future problem. I've got to get another wheel and another tyre for the trailer. So I've already been to the Wreckers and got wheel nuts, and it's pretty wild. So so there we go. Then I got out here, and I had texts and I had phone call with my friend, and she wasn't far away. She's got family issues. She's got sick family. I don't want to go into it, but she's got sick family. She's got stuff she's dealing with in New South Wales and also Queensland, and she's also trying to do something here at the property. So she came down and spent 4 days, and it was really cool because I got to chat, got to understand what she's trying to do with this place. She doesn't have big heaps of money to throw at it, so nothing's going to happen quick. Lots of people are doing that. I explained what I was doing and that it wasn't going to be a 2-week fix, and that's cool. And we got to understand each other really good, and that's been really reassuring. She's told me that I can stay as long as I need to. So that lets me relax a little bit. Know that I've got the time to do the work. I'm not under any pressure to get it done quick. So that's cool. That's enabled me to relax and do some writing. And the other day I was in creative mode working on my book series, and that was really cool. But like I say, yesterday I put the car up on the ramps. I've got the new CV drive boots because at least one or two of the back ones are cracked, so I'll replace a lot. The universals are fine, but just do the boots and re-grease them and what have you. I've got a lift kit, a set of coilovers. I ordered the wrong ones, unfortunately, so I've got to send the ones I've got back and get the right ones, and that'll lift the back up because that's always been a problem. And then, like I've said, the other problem is I've got to get the back section of the tailgate and the rear lights, give it a wash, and I'm basically good to go. I've tightened the battery down. The three things on the defect notice are loose battery, so I tightened that up. That was just a thing. Severe oil leak. It's not an oil leak. It's a power steering fluid splashed on top of the engine. I've cleaned that up. I'll clean it up better. And the other thing is the crack on the rear lights, which is probably the only thing that's really, I think the cops see it as a challenge. What three things can we find? And sometimes it's absolute bullshit, to be honest. But anyway, people have said to me, they've looked at the car and said, it's not that bad. What the hell, The good thing is that taking off the wheels yesterday, I've been able to look at a lot of the bushings. I did all the bushings on the car. I did 24 bushings on the Suby. Subaru love their bushings. So I've done all of them. I used poly bushings. I didn't do rubber. So, I think that was a good move. Most of them, they all look basically new. They look fine. I mean, they're a bit dirty. I'll give them a clean up. I reckon they'll be fine. So I shouldn't have to do any of them. And as it's starting to rain, I'm going to have to move my camera because I'm using my good camera, and it doesn't handle wet very good. But that's where it's at. So I'm going to be here for Christmas and New Year. I know that. It's probably going to be end of January when I just know, because Christmas is going to muck things up. I know if I get the middle of December and ring the guy up, so when can I come in for a road with? He's going to be like, middle of January. But I am going to get on the road, and as much as one of the things that my mum instilled in me was to not get caught up on the destination, but to enjoy the journey. And this whole journey's been crazy and swings and roundabouts. And I just bought a bike. I think earlier I was talking about the bike. That was crazy. when I got here, that's right, because I said I destroyed the bike. So sorry about this, but I said I destroyed the bike. So I got here and realised I needed a bike. If I can't drive the car, I've got to be able to do something. So I was just going to buy one from Big W, and I found out, because I got a swing. It's crazy what's going on. A mate messaged me out of the blue because I said I was in Loch Sport, and the guy I've known for like, I don't know, 35 years or something, maybe longer. And he says, I've just bought property in Loch Sport. So he goes to sale once a week. So I've been able to go to sale. Turns out there's no Big W in sale. Got everything else, but not a Big W. And I thought, well, what can I do? Got on Marketplace. Turned out there was a guy in sale that had a mountain bike. And I picked up a mountain bike, $150. Already put some money into it. Bought a drink bottle thing, mount for the GPS. Got some other things coming later. So I'll be able to do some rides. Great spot to go riding. Lots of people, it's pretty flat. It's not, I lived in a town that had mountains everywhere. So this is flat. And make the most of what I'm doing while I'm here. Do some riding, do some writing. My book series is, I've nearly got book 3 ready. So I'm getting there. But what I'm going to have to do is move my camera. Anyway, that's about it for this one. Like I say, I've got a lot going on, working on the car, certainly going to do some rides, looking forward to going to some places. This is a nice really area. I've never been to Loch Sport before, so it's been exciting to be to a new place. A mate of mine said, why don't you just go back to Gembrook Football Oval? I said, no, 7 months I was there, nah. So that's why I was like, yep, I'll go to this place because I've never been here, but it's really nice. I'll do some riding, and I'll feature some of the places on the episodes. Don't worry about that. I'll also, show you how it goes with the car. But yeah, the next 2-3 months are going to be interesting. I'll be here for Christmas and New Year. That's just how it is. But it's not a bad place. So yeah, whatever you're doing over Christmas and New Year, make sure you do it safe. And I'll let you know how the car goes. I'll show you where some of the places I go. I'm still doing some writing for my book series, so if you want to have a look at that, I'll put the details for that as well. And yeah, like I say, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Cheers, guys.